On ELDAS, we have sent a commissioner to the ground. The ELDAS issue is not a commission problem, it's a security issue. So we have sent a commissioner today morning with the chopper there to go and find out whether there can be a solution out of it. It's militia taking over the whole place and they are fighting in town. So we are trying to work with candidates plus the security so that we can see whether they can vote tomorrow or later in the day. So that conclusion we'll be able to give you in our next update. Yes, Leila?
There's a question from one of my colleagues in South Sea, and the issue there is there are people who had looked into the portal 3 days ago, and their names were there on the register. They are in the line today. And
repeat, please. There is what?
There are voters who went to the portal 3 days ago, and they were clear.
Which portal?
70,000.
Yes. But today, when they go to the polling station, names are not there, and they have not been allowed to vote. This specific polling station is KISII in South Sea, and many are still waiting even 2 hours after they arrived. How will you address that this go? Going to the portal and finding out that you are registered, and then when you go to the polling station, your name is instead.
First of all, portal has no link to the KIMS. It is just where we keep our entire national register so that anybody can check. So the issue of possibly when you go and check in your portal, you are removed or something like that might not arise. But we check people using their biometric or their ID. If you cannot be found, if they have that message and it shows which polling station, the message tells you even which stream you are in a polling center. So they should go to the stream specific and find out. But if you give us the details of the polling station, we'll be able to pick up with the. You said it is South. That is Langata constituency. So we'll be able to find out specific. So we'll take note, and in our next report we'll give you an update specific. Yes. So we'll come back after. Last one.
Okay, I have a question. My name is Cecilia Lubanga from Lookup TV, and there was an incident today in the morning from a voter who goes by the name Moses Onyango, who lamented that by the time he was reporting at the polling station where he's registered and supposed to vote at Kangemi Social Hall, apparently it was stated that according to the system, he had already voted, yet he was not yet marked. So what can you respond to that?
He has already voted?
Yes, according to the system, he had already voted, but apparently he had not even reported to the polling station. So he came later only to find out that by 8 a.m. it is recorded that he had already voted.
Really? I don't think such situation can arise. Because unless you go there and put your fingerprint on the machine, and once you vote, your small finger is inked with indelible ink, there's no way system can mark you as voted.
He was not inked. Yes.
He was?
But the time he was reporting, of course, his finger was not inked. So he was complaining that according to the system, it was already reported that he had voted by 8 a.m. in the morning.
We are not aware of any such incident, and I don't think it can arise going by our system protocol. Because you can only vote by visiting a polling station. You cannot vote online or anything else. So we don't even have online voting. Yes, so when you go to polling station, it is impractical or impossible for system to tell you have already voted. How will you have voted before you have visited the polling station? And it's a first story we are hearing about that. But we will find out. Will you tell us the voter and the polling station? Then we'll be able to find out from the PO whether there is such occurrence. If there is such occurrence, it's supposed to be marked in the polling station diary. There is a PO's diary that they mark anything that looks abnormal or any incident, including anybody. Jina yake na Apicha. He's a voter. He's a candidate.
Yes, yes. He's from Meru. His name is Mutuma Mugambi. QS. Amesajiliwa na nini lakini picha jina yake haipatikani. Yeah.
Okay, we have to find out specifically from the register. Otherwise, it's not possible for me to tell you what has happened. But if you can, since you have a message from him, give us his voter number and ID number and name. Then we'll be able to find out and give you a report. Or in the meantime, you can go to our returning officer. The returning officer has an access to the register of that particular constituency. So you can find out. Yeah. As we give you the details. Because even if I can only ask people in charge of the register to find out using the ID. Now that it's not here physically to put fingerprint. But in a polling station, his fingerprint, if he's a voter, will be able to show. If not, barcode of his ID can be read, can be scanned, or an ID number is inserted into the KISII kit. Those three cannot all fail if you are really a voter. So we will be back maybe in an hour or two. Thank you.
You have said that some places that they are flooding. Would you kindly tell us which are these places?
We didn't mention exactly, but we're using choppers. Wrong candidate pictures and the details were printed on the ballot papers it is postponed to a later date to be announced through a gazette notice. In areas where election materials are yet to arrive at their respective polling station due to flooding and other natural calamities, the Commission is working hard to ensure that materials are in place for a smooth conduct of the general election. Regarding security, last night, the Commission was alerted of incidents of gunfire in Elders constituency. Election officers in County Iebc and Pokot South constituencies are postponed to a later date to be announced through a gazette notice. Further, the Commission is postponing elections for member of National Assembly in KISII rural and Rongai constituencies because wrong candidates' pictures and the details were printed on the ballot papers it is postponed to a later date to be announced through a gazette notice. In areas where election materials are yet to arrive at their respective polling station due to flooding and other natural calamities, the Commission is working hard to ensure that materials are in place for a smooth conduct of the general election. Regarding security, last night, the Commission was alerted of incidents of gunfire in Elders constituency. Election officers in Wajir County where ballot materials were stored. During the gunfire, election officials remained trapped inside the offices preparing to dispatch materials to polling stations. Election has been adjourned and voting shall begin once the issue is resolved. In Turkana Central Constituency, the Commission was informed of a road accident involving a presiding officer and 2 clerks from Kalakol Ward. The 3 were rushed to hospital with minor injuries and later discharged. The officials have since been replaced to allow them to recuperate. We wish the other 3 officials a quick recovery. Due to security concerns raised in Dadaab constituency and 4 polling stations specifically, Maguto Primary School, Bakin Primary School, Bahajo Borehole and Court Borehole are yet to be opened. The Commission is in consultation with security to address the issues raised. The Commission is working through its ICT officers to resolve any reported issues on the KIMS kit by the returning and presiding officers. The Commission has therefore authorized the use of the manual register in Makueni County, that is KISII West constituency, for 84 polling stations. And Kakamega County, specifically Malava, Matungu, Mumias West, Mumias East constituencies for 154 polling stations. As stated above, the Commission has provided 6 backup kits per ward in the event of the failure of the KIMS kit. In conclusion, the Commission urges members of the public to utilize the toll-free line, that is 1543 and 1544, should they wish to bring incidences to the Commission's attention. Where there is a delay in the opening and interruptions of voting at a polling station, the presiding officer shall extend the hour. It is being worked on. It was not specifically addressed, but it is being worked on. We'll give you in the next update.
Additionally, to explain again those areas where the manual register has been used, this is the reason why the presidential candidate for the Labour Party has been on the polling station twice. The first time was being allowed.
Okay, you want me to repeat the areas where we've allowed manual register to be used? The areas are Makueni County, that is Kibwezi West constituency for 84 polling stations. Then we have Kakamega County, where we have Malaba, Matungu, Mumias West, and Mumias East constituency for 154 polling stations. Allow me to say that when someone goes to the polling station, first you are identified biometrically. If your biometrics cannot allow your details to pop up, then they will use your ID number, the alphanumeric. And by using that, they have to fill a form 32 to show that you've been validated in that way. And if you're not found, then now they'll check if it is the kit or something else that has happened. So ICT officers are on the ground. When they are called upon at the polling station, they check the kit and ascertain that it is the failure of the kit and not any other failure. So these areas that we've allowed, it has been ascertained, and the returning officer has officially written emails to the commission to be given authority to use the manual register. Remember the court ruling that was yesterday, that we have to use that procedure.
This morning I went to a lot of police stations. You find the names on pasted on the walls. Many people's names are missing, and most of them are getting stranded. But a few of the people involved in the kids and their names. I think it's important that the commission advise those whose names are not on the walls. Those whose names don't appear on the walls to check with the kids, because, like I've just said, many people are getting frustrated and some are turning away without voting.
Naitwa Fredrick Mwitiriri, mimi na NTV. Tafadhali mnaweza tuthibitishia ikiwa mwaniaji wa eneo bunge la Vita na chama cha UDA Omar Shalo amekamatwa? Mnaweza tuthibitishia pia mwaniaji wa kiti cha MCA kule Mombasa vile vile cha Chuda kama amekamatwa? Ikiwa mnaweza tuthibitishia hilo.
Naitwa Jeremiah from Eco Daily. I have two questions. What is the reason for the failure of the KIMS kits? And is it something you have facing nationally, or is it restricted to some areas? Second question is, are you planning to suspend elections in Elders as well?
Allow us to respond to those three. There's the issue of whether the candidates in Mombasa have been arrested. We are working closely with the National Police Service, but that information has not come through. We have the toll-free numbers that we are getting information. So we will give you the update in the next brief. So allow me to call upon any commissioner to respond on the two other questions that have been raised.
Thank you for the question, and I will particularly address the failure of the KIMS kit. What we have received so far and addressed is about 200 failure of KIMS kits out of 46,229. It is not widespread. Technology do break down, and when they do, we have an alternative of how we need to address that, which we have already done. And I think that is a normal thing that is happening. There's nothing ideal in this world. So we still we expect that 1 or 2 or 10 may actually also present a malfunction. But that does not really mean that it is widespread. It is only 200 out of 46,229.
I wanted to respond to your question. You said outside the polling station, some people, the names are on the register but are not in the kit. I was requesting you give us the names of those stations, because that information has not come through, and then we'll follow up and report at our next reporting time. So kindly give us the names. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, my name is Olema Koremo from the ODM and Asio Media Center. given us numbers concerning the number of people who have voted so far by noon at about 30% or something like that. At this ranges is Mombasa and Kakamega within that same range, or whatever you did affected the turnout in those particular two counties. Another thing, there's a report from the ground that in the game constituency in Siaya County, some of the registers, hard copy registers that will be withdrawn. Could you confirm to us in the next presser that this is true? That the arrow in game are withdrawn the manual registers from some of the stations.
Thank you very much. First question on the turnout. What we gave you as turnout as at noon is national, not constituency or county specific. I know why you're asking. So we will give you our data at the end of the day and you can make that conclusion for yourself. So the other thing is about withdrawal. We are not aware. We are in touch with our all 290 ROs. If there is any such incident, we will be able to find out and give you update in the next update. On ELDAS, we have sent a commissioner to the ground. The ELDAS issue is not a commission problem, it's a security issue. So we have sent a commissioner today morning with a chopper there to go and find out whether there can be a solution out of it. It's militia taking over the whole place and they are fighting in town. So we are trying to work with candidates plus the security so that you can see whether they can vote tomorrow or later in the day. So that conclusion we will be able to give you in our next update. Yes, Leila?
There's a question from one of my colleagues in South Sea, and the issue there is there are people who had looked into the portal 3 days ago and their names were there on the register. They are in the line today and...
Repeat please, there's what?
There are voters who went to the portal 3 days ago and they were...
Which portal?
70,000.
But today when they go to the polling station, their names are not there and they have not been allowed to vote. This specific polling station is KISII in South Sea, and many are still waiting even 2 hours after they arrived. How will you address that this will? Going to the portal and finding out that you are registered, and then when you go to the polling station, your name isn't there.
First of all, portal has no link to the KISII. It is just where we keep our entire national register so that anybody can check. So the issue of possibly when you go and check in your portal you are removed or something like that might not arise. But we check people using their biometric or their ID. If you cannot be found, if they have that message and it shows which polling station, the message tells you even which stream you are in a polling center. So they should go to the stream specific and find out. But if you give us the details of the polling station, we'll be able to pick up with the... You said it is South... That is Langata constituency. So we'll be able to find out specific. So we'll take note and in our next report we'll give you an update specific. Yes. So we'll come back after... Last one.
Okay, I have a question. My name is Cecilia Lubanga from Lookout TV, and there was an incident today in the morning from a voter who goes by the name Moses Onyango, who